Rockhaven Customs back. I'll show you what all's been done to the F-350 so far, so stay tuned and we'll get into it. All right, guys, so as you know, another project on the bench. This is my F-350 I'm working on, and so far I've got the frame somewhat put together, and I'll go over it with you and show you what all I've done and how I built it and everything. So far we've got an Ertl F-350. We've made the glass for it. I've cut the front bumper off because I want to build like a off-road bumper for it. I had this one here. I took off of something, and after I got to looking at it, I'm not real happy with it. So I'm gonna build one out of brass or styrene or something. But I've got the frame pretty much how I want it. I've still got to do some more supports, some more chassis work and everything. But like I said, it's just an F-350 that you get from Ertl. The bed is off of the spec cast, or not spec cast. Yeah, it's a spec cast Chevrolet. Pulled the bed off of that. So far we've got the frame built for it. It's all C-channel frame, notched. I've still got a lot of cleanup left to do. I've got the supports in it. And some track bars for it. Like I said, I've still got to build all the front end, and I've got to get my springs setting right because they're a little off right now. So I've got to do some work to my springs still. But what I've used is this C-channel. It is 1/8 inch C-channel, and I took it and ground the top one side off of it to make it C-channel. And as you can see, it's all been cut and spliced. There's a lot of measuring and everything. What I first started with was a styrene piece that I made to get all my arches right. I laid it all out, cut it, and that's what I used for a template to make my first rail, and then I used my brass rail to make the second rail for the other side. And I put my supports in, soldered them in. Everything's just kind of somewhat tacked together. I've still got to do a lot of cleanup and more soldering. The back end, I've started building a chunk for it. I still got to build that up on the top side and on the bottom to make it have more of a chunk. Excuse me. And I built somewhat of some springs for it. They're not what I usually do, but on the rear. But once it's all painted and everything, it'll look pretty good. I did my trailing arms for the back, tied into the rear end. And I mean, it rolls and everything. I'll take the wheels and tires off so you can see more of the suspension. But it's got my springs on the front, and all I did on my springs, you can use this on any kind of wire or anything, and I just found a drill bit that I thought was a right size for the spring, and I'll roll one up real quick kind of so you can see how I made them. So I just took a drill. As you can see on it, it's still got the openings on the where the chuck Jacob chuck is on it. And all you do is you take your wire, whatever that you've got, and you hook it on there, and then you just start turning it, and it makes a spring. So there's your spring. That, of course, that ain't very great, but that gives you an idea of how I made my spring on everything. And then once you get it, this is a little stiff of a copper, but you can separate it, pull it apart, and make your spring have a lot more spring to it. You ain't gotta make it as long, and then you can squeeze it together and make it shorter. So that's how I made my springs for the suspension. But like I said, it's still got, it's a little bit out of tweak, and everything's been soldered together. I've got to shorten the front axle on it. It's just mock-up stage, and I got to figure out a motor and a transmission transfer case, and I'll probably put a fuel tank in it. But I mean, as you can see, it rolls and everything. So what I don't like is how high the front end is, but I mean, I guess I could have, well, I guess I couldn't have, because if you look at how the truck sets, it's got a lot of travel in the front. The tire's a little small compared to it, but in the back, it works out right. I don't know if I didn't want my bed too much lower. I guess I could have raised it up, and it wouldn't have had so much. But I looked at a lot of pictures on the internet, and that's how the beds were on, or not the beds, but the frames were on an F-350. So what I might can do is, I've got a piece of styrene underneath here, so I can always drop it down some so it's not as high, and that's maybe what I do. Like I said, I'm just getting all the frame and suspension kind of mocked up, but I can always lower the cab down and have the bed more in the center. But like I said, it's just kind of in a mock-up stages right now of how I want everything. So just thought I'd do a quick video on everything and show you kind of what I've got. So anyhow, that's going to do it for this video. I'll do some more updates on it once I get it more situated, but this is kind of a rough idea of how the truck's going to set and everything. So hope you liked this little video, and the channel's continuing to grow, and I really appreciate it, and thank everyone that is subscribing. Real quick, I don't know yet how I'm going to do it, but I've got some items that I'm going to give away. I'm going to do a 500 goal for 500 subscribers. Once I reach that goal, I'm going to do a giveaway of some pieces. So I may do another video later on this week, maybe Tuesday, of what I've got in mind. And so I'm trying to figure out how to do the giveaway. I'm going to talk to a couple other YouTubers I know and see if they know. But like I said, that's going to do it for this video, and I will see y'all in a couple of days, and we'll go over the giveaway for the 500 subscribers. So help me get to 500, and some lucky person will receive a couple of items for free, shipped directly to their home. So like I said, we'll go over that probably Tuesday. I'll do the video if time permits with my work schedule. But anyways, I will see y'all in a couple of days.